Okay, okay, okay. Okay, okay. Carrie here from Homestead How, and I just hit day 141 of doing the carnivore diet, and I'm done. I guess I'm done. It's a really weird thing that's happened. So, a couple things happened that were really weird. Number one, and amazing, by the way, this last 3 weeks has been amazing. I am down 100 pounds since my heaviest. I kind of announced it on the live stream before. My heaviest I was 262. I'm down to 162. That was it. I'm done. That was my big goal, is to get down to 162, and I'm there. And I'm starting to get hungrier. So I think I've lost all that body fat that my body was feeding on before. So I'm not as I have to eat more now. Before I could eat a little bit less, and then my body would go into those fat reserves. The other thing that happened was this. If you guys follow me on Instagram, Facebook, you might have seen this, but let me show you this. This is exciting. Oh, I still got my sticker on too here. Here's the other thing that happened. 32:30. 32:30. Just leave that on there. That's my little trophy. I don't remember the last time I've been down to a size 32, but here is my belt. Now let me show you this before I put it on. This belt right here, kind of hard to see, but there's a little crease in it. I was at the edge of this and it was ready to come off. And this was, it's either 42 or 44 inches. I shouldn't measure it. Let's just say 42 inches. This was before carnivore. This is after carnivore. So hopefully you can see that okay. Oh, that's not a good way to show it. Here we go. See? A little angle here. Kind of dark in the background. There we go. So that's what I lost, which is crazy. So the title of this video was Carnivore Diet, day 142. I'm done. Because it's a really weird feeling. I'm so thankful that I hit my long-term goal, getting down to 162. But it's also kind of weird, like, well, what do I do now? Of course, I'm a carnivore for life. In fact, I'm a lion. I also hit day 50 since your last update of being on the lion diet. So I think I'm on day 52 right now. 51 or 52 of lion diet, eating just beef, salt, and water. I'm a lion for life too. Although I don't know about that. I don't want to commit to that yet because I'm starting to get hungrier and hungrier. So I don't want to just keep losing weight below 162. I've reached my goal is my point. And so for that reason, I'm kind of done. And it's kind of a weird thing. And you guys are probably like, shut up, you reached your goal. It's not that weird, but it is kind of this weird thing to be thinking about something and having this goal in my mind every single day as I get up at 4:30 in the morning and I go out and I do my pull-ups and I do my exercises and I eat clean and I feel great. Always having that in the back of my head. And now it's just like, I'm done. So what's next? What's the next big goal? And then it started coming to me. I've already had it this whole time. It's the Carnivore Diet documentary. And now that I've healed myself and fixed myself and I'm healthier and I have energy, now I can share that with other people and have them heal themselves and fix themselves and feel better. So I can't wait. This is just the craziest 3 weeks. Emma and I did the 10-hour live stream on Friday. Beyond all expectations. We raised $9,400 for the Carnivore Diet movie. And a generous and anonymous donor agreed to meet dollar for dollar every donation we got during that. So you increase that to $18,800, which is unbelievable. I'm going to Alaska. Emma's going with me. I've got a little weapon here in case the bears attack me in Alaska. No, just joking. This, Emma and I picked this up the other day. Mentioned this on the live stream too. Watch, I cut myself trying to open this up. This is going to be a fun part of the documentary, but I'm so excited to go on this adventure with Emma. I'm so excited to meet my new best friend, Bill. I haven't done much in a long time. It's just been Carnivore Diet, Homestead, movie theater, Airbnb rental, my website business that I don't talk too much about. I do that every day too. Amazon videos. So this is going to be a really fun adventure while we're also trying to change the world and inspire people with Carnivore Diet. Isn't this cool? Old school. Polaroid, 35 to 40 millimeter. Autofocus. Autofocus. Isn't that something? So Emma and I got this, and we're like, this will be a fun part of our journey. We're starting the Carnivore Diet documentary. We're starting to film with Bill from Alaska. If you don't know who Bill is, I will leave a link in the description below to one of my favorite videos I've ever done, and that was how Bill and I met. I didn't know this man 3 weeks ago. I'm flying with my daughter across the entire globe to Alaska to film his story. He's 700 pounds. He hasn't left his house in 4 years. He's my new best friend. He's my brother from another mother. He's the coolest guy. Big heart, sweet guy, and he's going to break out of that prison. He's been stuck in his house for 4 years, and he wanted to start Carnivore Diet. He happened to see some of my YouTube videos. He reached out to me for help. We've since set up a YouTube channel for him. He's since got monetized in a world record 2 days, and he's able to earn money. We set up a GoFundMe so he could afford the expensive meat in Alaska. We were hoping to raise $1,500. 10x it plus some. It's still going up like crazy. So the man has everything he needs in his toolbox to do this now. It was very difficult before because he wasn't going to be able to purchase expensive meat on his limited income. Now he can buy the meat, he can do everything. He's thriving on carnivore right now too, by the way. The last update video he did, I was so happy. He said one of the hardest things for him to do over the last 4 years is get up and out of bed and then get back in bed. He dreads it every single day. And he just wants to get back in the bed as quick as possible and get back into just his sort of resting state again. And for the first time, that changed. For the first time in years, that changed for him. He was getting back in bed, and he's like, you know, I don't want to lay back in bed and just lay there all day. I want to do something. And he did a video, his third video that he did. He showed how he cooks his food, and then he showed his little workout station. Now he's got some boxing gloves in a little bag, and he was doing a little workout. I'm so excited for this. This is crazy. So this is the start of the journey, and whose picture is going to be on here first? Well, we're going to get major milestones of the Carnivore Diet documentary. Of course, there's going to be a picture. We're going to leave one for Bill to hang up on his wall there, but it's going to be a picture of me and Emma and Bill and everyone along this whole journey, all these carnivores we interact with. It's going to be a big picture, and I think at the end of the documentary, it'll be cool when we're rolling the credits to show all of these in chronological order. Be pretty awesome. So I've reached my goals though. That's the big update. Not too inspirational for some people, although maybe it is. I can do it. You can do it. There's nothing special about me. Everyone's like, oh, it's so easy for you. You did all this. I will say this. I think carnivore was easier for me, and I think for men it's easier than it is for women in some cases. And certain types of genetics or what, I don't know. I was suffering so bad before. That's the other thing. People say, oh, you're so fired up, you're so enthusiastic. Well, if you were basically trapped in a dungeon for 10 years and you were absolutely miserable, aching in pain, and walking around in brain fog like a zombie, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I was in horrible shape before carnivore, and it's such a drastic turn in the other direction. Simply eating my species appropriate, proper human diet, the food that humans were intended to eat, did all of this for me. I'm down to my goal weight, 162 pounds. I'm down 100 pounds from my heaviest. 100 pounds is just a lot. That's a whole person. That's a whole Emma. I lost a whole Emma. I'm down to 32 inches on my waist. I really don't remember. I was joking yesterday. I think I was 7 years old the last time my waist was 32 inches. And it's still going down. So I'm going to be in a size 30, but I'm going to start eating more now. I want to stay at 162. I feel really good at this weight, but anybody can do this. There's nothing special about me. And when you see my before and after, like I got the thumbnail here, I'll show it on the screen. I showed that to Alyssa the other day, and she's like, Dad, you were so fat. I don't remember you being that fat. Well, she's with me every day as I used to yo-yo, fat, 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 and then I'd lose some weight on keto, and then I'd gain it all back. I'm never doing that again. I am done with that. So the title of this video, I didn't want to be misleading. I'm done with Carnivore Diet. In one way, I kind of am. I'm done in the fact that I've reached my goal, and that was what I was working towards. So I'm done with that. But I am Carnivore Diet for life. I will never touch sugar again. It's an addictive drug that we've normalized. Everyone's sick and fatigued and brain fog, and I can see it so clearly now with my own two eyes. You look around, everyone's got aches and pains and ailments and depression and anxiety, and they're sore all the time, and they just think it's normal. Think about this if you're one of those people watching this. How is that normal? Look at a deer in the wild, a lion in the wild, any animal in the wild. Why doesn't the animal have all those aches and pains and ailments and depression and anxiety? Why is that? If we fed them the food that you are eating, and the sugar and the seed oils and the processed junk, those animals would feel the same way humans do. We wouldn't do that to animals though, because that would be cruel. You look around and every single human, us big brain humans, the most advanced species on the planet, apparently, are the only ones that are poisoning ourselves over and over again. And you guys might be like, oh, he's exaggerating. I'm not exaggerating. You're putting toxic substances into your body and sugar that's causing this huge inflammation. It's causing all of these problems. People are gasping for air at night. I was on a CPAP machine. I was gasping for air. I would stop breathing 400 times throughout the night. Why? Because I poisoned myself with inflammatory foods that cause that. I stopped snoring almost immediately on Carnivore Diet. Dr. Jordan Peterson stopped snoring the first week. My wife Jen went on Carnivore Diet. She was snoring like crazy. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, it went down, down, down. Day 5 or 6, no more snoring, no more tossing and turning. She was sleeping like a baby. Why? Inflammation from the food she was eating. It's so simple. It's just so darn simple. Yet it was so complicated for me before, and I'm sure it's so complicated for you right now. If you're just looking at this and you're like, just eat meat? What about vegetables? What about fruit? What about spaghetti? It's all crazy. It's not crazy. I'm eating just the food my body was intended to eat. A cow eats grass. A koala bear eats eucalyptus. Animals eat their species intended food, and humans are the only ones that don't do it. It's that simple. And humans are the only ones suffering with all these ailments and cancer and aches and pains and sicknesses, arthritis. Oh my goodness, the arthritis I had before this. I feel absolutely amazing. As Dante from Frigno Freedom said, the man that inspired me to start Carnivore, it's amazing what's happening to my body. And on one hand, it is amazing compared to what you see in the world. On the other hand, it's normal. It's natural. This isn't amazing. 32-inch waist, that's what a natural human being should look like that's eating its proper human diet. The fact that it's normal that everyone has a big belly hanging over and that everyone has arthritis and that everyone's in pain all the time, that's not natural. It's become normal because it's happened slowly over time and people are just kind of in a brain fog and they don't think about it, but it's insane to me. It doesn't have to be that way. And if you're watching this and you've got these aches and pains and depression and anxiety and sleep issues and obesity and type 2 diabetes, it's all completely and very, very, very easily avoidable. It sounds insane to you right now. How am I going to just eat meat? It's hard for a couple days and it's nothing. I eat 1 time a day. I feel amazing. My body is literally, I feel like my body's shouting to me, thank you. You finally, you stupid moron. After 42 years, you figured out the proper human diet and what humans have eaten since the start of time. It's indisputable. There's so much science on there. You'll hear some plant-based people say, oh no, they're supposed to eat plants. It's indisputable. The facts are out there. This is what humans have eaten since the start of time. I've used this analogy before. I'm going to do it again real quick. Imagine this is a football field. Oh, I got my address on there. This is a football field. This entire football field right here. Now, right here on the edge of the football field, we have one little blade of grass. And make sure I don't have any info on there. One little blade of grass right here. That represents how you are eating right now. That represents the standard American diet for the last 100 years or so. During this one little blade of grass of time, cancers are through the roof. Depression, anxiety is through the roof. Everybody's sick and aching and sore all the time. And heart disease is the #1 killer right here. You look at this whole football field before it, humans ate like I did, and we didn't have any of these problems. Okay, we had a little bit, but we didn't have, the majority of these problems were non-existent. There's even really good records, like heart disease. Heart disease is the number one killer, and it's through the roof during a time when meat is demonized. You're scared to eat meat right now. You're hearing me say eat meat. You're scared to eat meat. It's demonized. Everyone's scared to eat meat, and yet heart disease is through the roof. Why is that? Because heart disease is getting blamed on the meat when the real issue is sugar and seed oils and inflammation. Sugar damages your blood vessels. The cholesterol comes here to repair it. Sugar damages it again. The cholesterol comes here to repair it again. And then someone like 60 years ago looked at the blood vessels and like, oh, there's a lot of cholesterol here. They must have ate too much meat. That's it. No, it's the sugar. It's the inflammation. And just use your common sense and think about it. Meat is so demonized. How many people do you know that eat as much meat as I do? Most people avoid it because they're so scared they're going to get heart disease from it because that's all they've been told so long. And yet heart disease is the number one killer, and it's going up and it's going through the roof. The only thing that's improved in relation to heart disease is like surgeries and people being able to go in there and put stents in and stuff like that. So those numbers have come down, but overall heart disease is going through the roof when people are eating less and less meat. It's just insane. Last thing I want to say is this big thing I've learned recently. Dr. Philip Ovadi is going to be on the channel. Everyone that says, Carrie, that's great. You're down to 32-inch waist. You're down 100 pounds since you're heaviest. Your depression's gone. Your anxiety's gone. You feel like $1,000,000. You have no aches or pains. You're motivated. You're rejuvenated. You're fired up. That's all wonderful, but you're still going to die of a heart attack. That LDL is going to get you. I want to see your cholesterol numbers. I've heard it many times from people. And from those same people, they don't have the facts. You are 6x more likely to suffer from heart disease if you have poor metabolic health. Pre-carnivore, Carrie here had very poor metabolic health. If you're at risk for type 2 diabetes, if you have eaten a lot of sugar and processed junk and you got lots of inflammation, your metabolic health is not good. You are 6 times more likely to suffer heart disease than someone that has a slightly elevated LDL or poor LDL. But nobody talks about that. It's 6 times more. It's hugely significant. It's literally one of the number one factors. Nobody talks about it because we've been brainwashed to believe that meat is horrible for us and it's going to cause heart disease without any science. It's just been told over and over again. And it's ingrained in everybody's brain. And nobody's even thinking about the poor metabolic health. And what does that do? I said this before, and I'm going to end this video with this. If you want to sell an incredible amount of sugar, the most profitable, highest revenue driver of all time by far, in my opinion. They say it's technology or it's oil makes the most money. Sugar makes the most money. Every single item in the grocery store is full of sugar. You take that sugar out, nobody's buying that garbage. They're buying it for the sugar. They're addicted to it. If you want to sell an incredible amount of sugar, and believe me, there's a lot of reasons that these companies would want to sell a lot of sugar. And it's not just like one sugar company. It's the cereal companies, the soda companies. There's sugar in bread. There's sugar in cigarettes. It's in everything. All of these companies have a vested interest to make sure you eat more sugar. Is it really so odd that they would spend millions of dollars to try to put together these studies, which are so biased and so faked and just complete junk science, to demonize meat? If you want to sell an incredible amount of sugar and you get an entire nation hooked on sugar, you get the kids hooked young, give them their little Pop-Tarts and tell them breakfast is the most important meal of the day, the little juice boxes, and they're hooked their entire lives, and then you demonize the heck out of meat. Meat's going to kill you. And if you don't eat meat, what is the alternative? Well, I'll have some salad or something. Good luck with that. That'll last about a week, and then you're going to be eating all the processed junk and the garbage, and you're going to slowly add all that stuff in, and it's going to be sugar, sugar, sugar again. People need to open their eyes. This stuff is just common sense, and I don't know. I get so fired up with it, but am I done with Carnivore Diet? I'm not done, but it is a really weird thing when you hit a goal like that. I wasn't expecting to kind of feel this way. I'm happy I met the goal for sure. I'm kind of sad in the same thing because this has been like my little buddy here with me on my shoulder the whole time. Got to get to this goal, got to do this goal. You got to have your why when you do carnivore. And I had my why, I had my house, and I had my goal. And so getting to the goal is just like a big thing. But we got more goals now. It's going to start with this. It's going to start with Emma and myself and Bill from Alaska. And we're going to change the world with this Carnivore Diet movie. Mark my words, we're going to reach millions of people. I'm not going to stop until we do. There's hopeless people out there. There's so many Bills out there in the world. There's so many more Carries out there in the world. When I was in the deepest levels of depression, There's millions of people out there suffering right now, and the key to fix it is so simple. Just natural. Eat the natural human diet that humans are intended to eat. Everything will be amazing. It's very, very simple. And we're going to do that by sharing the examples of other real people doing carnivore diet over the course of a year, not just obesity, but also type 2 diabetes, autoimmune disorders, depression, anxiety, women's health, aging. We're going to cover all of that. And it's just going to be like, here's the examples. You take these examples, you do what you want. You decide for yourself. But examples are so powerful. Dante Ferrigno's example is what convinced me to do more research and eventually do carnivore diet. And there's so many more inspiring, amazing examples out there. They're unbelievable, and they're all true. And we're going to get those out there to the world. And then if someone out there is hopeless, at least they will have this option and they'll have these examples and they can make their own decision. So I'm fired up. Hope you guys enjoyed this Tuesday video. It's a kind of a mess behind me. Emma and I are packing and unpacking and repacking all this camera equipment. I have everything I need to film Bill's story and the start of his carnivore journey. It's just the tricky part is getting all of that on an airplane. I can't take it all with me. My tripod that I'm using right here is this nice Manfrotto tripod I bought a couple of years ago. Great tripod, fluid head. I want to bring it with so bad. It's just not going to fit. So I got to get a little tripod. And we're resizing things. But Thursday, you guys are coming with us. This isn't Emma and Carrie going on a journey to meet Bill. It's us. It's Homestead How. It's all my carnivore friends and family out there. We're taking you with. Emma's going to have this camera. And we've got 2 GoPros. And we've got this camera. We've got this camera that you're on right now. So we're going to document the whole journey. Every Thursday at 4 p.m., I do a homestead video or a movie theater video or a family vlog or a combination of the 3. I've done that for years and it's not going to stop. This one's going to be tight, but this Thursday at 4, it's going to be live and it's going to be come along on the journey to Alaska with Emma and myself. So subscribe and make sure to check that out. And if you want to help support the documentary, go to carnivoredietmovie.com. If you want to share your carnivore journey, you can register. If you want to participate in this documentary and want us to show your story in the documentary, it's free. You go to carnivoredietmovie.com and you register. And we still need support. We raised a ton of money, but at the end of this, I want to interview all of these good doctors. Dr. Chafee is amazing. Dr. Ken Berry, life-changing. Dr. Baker, Dr. Tony Hampton. I've got Dr. Kiltz on the channel tomorrow before we go out to Alaska. I want to go to these places and interview these guys. It's going to be very expensive to do it properly. I'm going to need help with the crew. I got to get it. I have limited time with each of them. So we're still trying to raise money for that part of it. But when I get back from Alaska, oh, we're going to have some big news to share on what's going to happen next. So stay tuned for that. One edit, no cuts, carnivore brain. This is it. I'm uploading this video without any editing and we're going to go and head off to Alaska soon. So thanks so much for watching.